today on Divorce Court.
I was a dancer in the entertainment industry for about 6 years.
I feel like she was lying about her relationships with her clients. I felt maybe she could have been sleeping with them. So I just kind of want her to, just be honest with me, because I can take the honesty, just I can't put up with the lies.
I'm here today to tell the truth and expose it so I can get past this and become someone new. I believe that we can go forward. I see a brighter future ahead of us.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm here today with Mercedes Tejerina and Jonathan Tejerina. You've been together for 6 years, but married only for the last year and a half, and you have no children together. Ms. Tejerina, why don't you tell me why you're here in divorce court today?
The reason why I'm here is to fix my marriage. Most importantly, out of all, I want to gain my husband's trust back. I want to learn how to communicate with my husband. My upbringing from my past was, I never learned how to be a wife. I didn't know how to be a wife.
Well, tell me a little bit about your upbringing.
I wasn't raised with a consistent upbringing. And I think it's important, the rules of marriage, the law of marriage, and that's what I want to learn. I'm here today to learn that. I'm here today to fix my marriage with my husband, to gain his trust, to gain his respect back.
How did you lose his trust?
I cheated. I lied. I was in the entertainment business for about 6 years. And being in the industry, the first thing that he told me, was to not sink in, do not fall in. And what did I do? I fell in. I became one of those people.
You were a dancer?
Yes, I was.
And you began to engage with the clientele?
Yes. Clientele were speaking to me. I was everything they were telling me about my marriage, because I was over here telling my problems to people. I would let it sink in. When I come home, I wouldn't tell him. I drink behind his back. I would smell like alcohol. I wouldn't tell him, and I'd still hide it from him.
Right, yeah. So you had that club mentality.
Right, remember the lies.
Yes.
And you didn't just work there, you became part of it.
I did.
Mr.
became part of
Tejerina,
it.
is that accurate?
Some. I mean, she lied a lot.
Well, tell me some of the things she lied about and some of the things she's done that caused you so much concern.
Maybe I can tell you some things she didn't lie about. That'd be easier.
Just give me an idea of what you've been dealing with.
Where did I start at? I mean, she lied about everything. The first things I started noticing her lie about is, because I eat a lot, I consume a lot of food, so I noticed her hiding candy bar wrappers. Yeah, candy bar wrappers. I would ask her, what are these candy bar wrappers? You got some candy? I was like,
yeah, give me some.
Share some candy. And so Well,
no. Was she just hiding it? You just hiding it from you because you would eat it all?
No, okay, I would think maybe that was the problem. But when I'd ask her, she would say, I don't know. Or she would say she just kind of
Your Honor, my confrontation is, I don't really have much communication.
She don't like conversation.
Me and confrontation do not get along.
So you just let it, whatever happens, you just let it happen. You lie to get out of it.
She'll lie to get into it and lie to get out of it, but she couldn't lie out of a paper bag. She couldn't fight out of a paper bag.
I got that. We went from stripping to candy bars.
But I'm saying that's where we began. That's where it began.
I mean, the lies were all over. That's what you're trying to tell me.
Right. It started from there.
Yeah. Were you comfortable with her being a stripper?
Very comfortable.
You didn't have any problems with it?
Why? I'm very comfortable with myself. I'm secure with my manhood. I'm very extra money. Let's do it.
My understanding is, however, you not hired someone, but got one of her co-workers to spy on her.
That was after.
After what?
That was after I started having enough, and I started going like crazy up here, because all the lies, I started putting one and two together, like what is real, what's fake.
Tell me a couple of lies, of the larger lies she told you that set up such distrust for you.
Were you sitting on guys' laps? And she was like, no. So I started going into the places, and I started acting like I was going home. She texted me, like, where you at? And I'm like, oh, I'm at home, but I'd really be in the club still.
And you looking right at her?
I'm looking, staring at her, and she'd be on the guy's laps, and she'd be like, I'm not.
And when you would confront her about it, what would she say?
She'd not answer sometimes. Most of the time, she wouldn't even answer.
Mr. Tejerina, I understand you told that you cheated on him a week after you got married?
No, she told me about the lie after, but that's only because of what I said to get the lie out.
I mean, 2013, I told my problems, to a male figure. I let him get in my ear, and I mean, one thing led to another. And
One of the male figures.
So let's talk about this male figure. He was a guy you met at the
He
club.
looked just like me.
actually, I was working at a sports canteen. I was working as a bartender.
Yeah.
And-
And what did he get in your ear about? What was he saying?
I mean, I looked down most of the time, and he'd be like, "Well, you know, are you okay? And are you in a relationship?"
He was
I said,
asking the same
"Yeah."
questions I would ask.
Yeah, and I mean,
And you were giving him an answer, but you wouldn't
I
answer
wasn't
him.
talking to my husband. You know, before we even got married, I wasn't talking to my man. I was telling him because I
He was giving her
afraid of
money,
talking-
basically. I mean,
I was afraid of talking to my
I'm gonna get to
husband.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Hang on.
I'm just saying.
Lay back a little bit. Lay back.
You know,
it's
like
cool.
our conversations will get heated because I'm over here not saying anything. I'm over here not talking because I'm afraid to express my feelings if they're gonna get more heated
Why
than they are.
were you comfortable expressing your feelings to this guy as opposed to your husband? Was it strictly a financial thing,
I
or
needed
what?
somebody to hear me out, and at the same time,
Why not him though?
I didn't think he would listen. I mean, I don't think he does listen to me. Every time I have something to say, you know,
She lied
my
about
opinion,
it.
like I don't think my opinion matters at all.
Do you think it's because you did lie to him so
Of course,
often?
I think every time that I lied, every time I said I don't know or I didn't have a clear answer, I wouldn't trust anyone who would say that either. But I got caught up in my own lies. I knew if I
got
said
it.
one thing, it would lead to all these other open lies coming out, and that's what I was afraid of.
Mr. Tejerina, I understand your level of frustration and concern that you're living with a woman who's lying to you about everything.
You truly understand?
I do understand that. In response, you say he's become verbally abusive, and I want to talk about how things have turned and what he is saying to you. So what I think I got here is two people who didn't have any sort of communication and any sort of centrality, but are looking to press pause and start over again. Am I right about
Most
that?
definitely, yes.
I don't want to press pause because I can't forget about what she done.
Mrs. Tejerina, why don't you tell me about how he speaks to you and how it makes you feel?
I mean, he's called me all kinds of names in the book. He's thrown objects at me. Sometimes I missed him. Sometimes he got me. And, I didn't want things to get more than they already were. So I held myself back from even taking a step forward and talking to him.
Are you afraid of him physically?
I
Do you
was.
believe he could do you bodily harm?
I did think that. That's why I was afraid. I lied about having an emotional relationship with a 60-year-old guy because he was funding me and my house. I needed the money to eat. We needed the money to do this. And that was one of my pet peeves with him is the money that I would bring home. I thought, we set the money down, we calculate what we needed, but then he'd take out from what we needed to pay rent, to pay utilities, like our phone bill, and he'd go purchase laptops or, something to invest in. And
Yeah, I know. You got an issue about that. His response to that is that you were making money off of that. You upgrade stuff and you sell them for more than you buy them for.
I mean, we could both agree now.
See,
that
now I understand that, but then at the time,
Right.
I felt like I had
That's 'cause
to
you
work all the
don't talk
time.
that's because you weren't talking to him. That's
Yeah.
why you don't know what's going on, because you weren't talking to him. And I'll talk to you that about momentarily. Mr. Tejerina, even though I understand your frustration, has it turned into an anger that is in some way abusive to her?
Well, it was, but it's no longer. We haven't really had that type of relationship lately. No, it's changed.
You've backed off of that?
Yes.
Because?
Well, she's come clean about a lot of stuff, and I feel a little bit more comfortable with her truth. But I mean, I'm still unclear about a lot of things, so I'm still questionable. I'm confused.
Is he right about that? That things have changed a little bit and he's become less, angry and verbally
Oh, yes.
abusive?
Way
That
less.
it's become a
Because
lot
of my
better?
response to him, now I'm actually responding to him.
Yeah.
If he asks me a question, I'm responding. And besides back then, he asked me a question, I'd just be like I didn't hear anything. I just pretend like he said something and just look the other way. Sometimes I would just look out the window when days out the window in a car.
Weeks
just
out the window.
Weeks,
Weeks.
thinking about coming clean. Or thinking about, I feel like I don't have nobody, and I feel like if I told him something, he wouldn't be there to listen to me,
Why do you believe that? He's been with you for 6 years. He loved you enough to marry him. What was so frightening about opening up to that guy who did that?
I was aggressive. I probably was aggressive. I couldn't just saying.
I was asking
Okay,
her,
I'm sorry.
and I can see you
That's-
are aggressive.
I am, okay.
You jump. So you made it hard for her to tell you things
No, she
because
made
of
it
your
hard.
response.
She made it hard. I only turned out that way because of my upbringing. My upbringing was a little rough. The way that I would show love, the toughness.
Tough, yeah. There was no soft.
No, there was no soft.
empathy
There was no
and,
soft.
and love, and you found that difficult to deal with, so you chose simply not to talk.
Exactly, that's right.
Have you dealt with that issue?
Yeah, I've been dealing with it. I mean, I knew it was the only way that I knew fear could get a response. And since she wasn't giving me no response, fear was what I did to give me a response, and it worked. I mean, obviously it worked, but now I changed the routine because she actually gave me the responses I was looking for, you know.
So what I think I got here is two people who didn't have any sort of communication and any sort of centrality, but are looking to press pause and start over again. Am I right about
Most
that?
definitely, yes.
I don't want to press pause because I can't forget about what she done. I can't.
But do you want to progress in this
Most
marriage?
definitely, yes, I do.
I mean,
do.
press pause in that we're going to stop doing the dumb things that we were
Yes,
doing and the
yes.
things that aren't working, and we're going to try to make things work.
Most definitely. I'm down with that.
I got you.
There's no man in their right mind that would spend that much, over a year, in a relationship and not get nothing in advance.
Some men do pay a lot of money just for that emotional thing, talking. They don't want to talk to their wives. They want to talk
They
to
do.
somebody who's not going to nag them, who's not going to bother them, who they, you know, she's pretty, she's young, and they do pay for that. Mr. Tejerina, let me ask you a question. Do you take criticism well?
Very well.
Does he?
He does. He's actually, he's taught me a lot in the years of being with him. Not only criticism, he's taught me a lot of things that I wasn't taught as growing up as a youth. You know, who I am today, he's taught me sales, he's taught me a lot. Back then, I didn't feel equal to him. That's why I wasn't talking to him. I didn't feel like I earned my position. Now that I do.
What do you need from her
Honesty.
to help turn this thing around?
I need some honesty. I need some truth.
Is there something you can turn to her and ask her so we can get the truth of it right here
I
and
want to
now?
know about the men. I want to know about
Excuse
the men.
me?
I want to know if she slept with those men. That's what I want to know about.
I didn't sleep with
I want to
nobody.
know what man she slept with. I want to know which one it was. I want to know if some of the lies I might have asked her about, you know, she knows of certain ones. I mean, I just want to know the truth. I want to know the truth. I want to be clear about that so that if someone to walk up to me off the street and be like, I know something about your wife, and be like, don't worry, I know it too. But I can't do that because people know more about her than I do.
Than you do.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can confess to right now? Give him some clarity on something that you didn't tell him?
I didn't sleep with nobody. I did have emotional, you know, connections with some clients that were in there paying me for my time. But my time was my communication with them. And that communication was consistent of my relationship, mostly half the time sitting there talking with
Do you
them.
believe that or not?
No, not at all.
And until she confesses
There
to
was too
having
much
slept-
money. There's too much money. There's too much money.
Too much money for that?
There's no man in their right mind that would spend that much over a year in a relationship and not get nothing in advance. Mm-hmm. Ain't true.
So you're saying if she doesn't come clean and tell you who she slept with, you're out. You're out
I'm prepared
the
to
door.
leave. Yeah, I'm prepared to
You're
leave.
ready to go.
Yeah. Because we're married now, so obviously, like, you know, the bond is stronger. So I just want to know so that we're clear, so that there's nothing that someone can use against us to break
So
us
what
up.
if there isn't anything? You know, some men.
Shame on me then.
No shame.
You know what I'm saying?
There's no shame on you. What I'm trying to do is get you what you want.
Right.
And I want everything out on the table. But she can't put something on the table that she hasn't got.
Right.
And some men do pay a lot of money just for that emotional thing, talking. They don't want to talk to their wives. They want to talk
They
to
do.
somebody who's not going to nag them, who's not going to bother them, you know, she's pretty, she's young, and they do pay for that.
But
there
I can
are guys
understand-
who do that.
I can understand why he doesn't trust that, because the
It
whole
took
time
over
I
a year
was
and a half.
lying to him.
It took over a year and a half.
How much money are we talking about? here?
Thousands.
Thousands. How many? 2,000?
Let's say in the
40,000?
time. I'd say in the time since we've been together, and that she's actually been in the field. I mean, we're talking over 50 grand, 60 grand.
Over 6 years?
I mean, no, altogether, I'd say, because she only did it on the weekends. I mean, she only did it on Fridays, Saturdays, then it moved to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Then it moved to Sundays, too.
Right,
Then
right.
it started being like, okay, well, the money slowed down, but your time in there started increasing. So I'm like, I started getting confused, like, all right, you want to spend...
She became comfortable there. That was
Most
her
definitely.
safe zone. That's her safe zone, and that's where she stayed.
Every
and that's
time we
what
had
she
an
did.
argument, I was looking forward to going over there just to tell somebody what we
Looking forward,
argued
she was
about.
already ready on Thursday to go Friday.
Yeah, because that's where she was comfortable. If you want this marriage to work, you have to rest in whatever truth she tells you. She can't make something up to fit what you believe in your head. She has lied to you. She has made you feel insecure. She has been untruthful. She has trusted other people more than you. She's really walled herself off. And you have every reason in this world to be mistrustful and angry and resentful. I believe that completely. But the decision you have to make is this. Either I'm going to put that away and start anew, or I'm going to roll. Because you can't stay angry about it and stay with her because the relationship won't work.
Most definitely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's a decision you gotta make. You've got to believe what she's just told you, that she's put it out there, and just rest comfortable with it.
So,
and
question,
let it go.
So I got a question then.
Sure.
Based on all the information and evidence that I got, I haven't showed her a lot of the stuff because I'm waiting for her. I'm giving her the ability to tell me on her own. How could I trust any more than, I mean, I don't want to.
Because you have more evidence on her now, so you believe she isn't coming clean.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha. Mr. Hedder, you got to come clean on everything. And I mean everything.
And I'm willing to go through time. I'm willing to take time.
This is what he told me. He said he had somebody in the club spying on me. He said that there was that this female that was not me got into customers' cars and were leaving from the club. I've never left with any customer. I've never slept with any customer. I've actually sat there and gave them my time to make them feel like they were some kind of special. And I kept them coming. Yeah, I tell them I work tomorrow. I tell them I work this day. Come and see me on these days. I did say that.
I got you. I mean, you two need to go into counseling because, you know, it's far more than I can do for you here. It's salvageable, no doubt, but you have to change so dramatically. You have to be so over the top with the amount of information you give him, make him feel comfortable about where you're going, what you're doing, answering his questions. Don't even make him ask. You know, fill him in, tell him about your day. You gotta be over the top with it for a while to give this man some comfort and relief. And if there's any little itty-bitty wrong that you did, dig them all up and throw them all out there. Because I think he's one of the few guys that could honestly handle the truth and leave it there if he feels like he's gotten it all. That's what I think, but I don't know. I wish you the best. You guys need to go to couples counseling because I can't, you know, I ain't got the time to do it, but I wish you the best, and I think you're a guy that can get past that if you become the woman that allows him to do that, all right?
I'm willing to do that.
Best of luck to the both of you. This matter is adjourned.
To gain his trust back, I need to, you know, be open with him, open communication, something that I haven't done in the past with him. And it's something that's going to be new. You know, it's going to take a lot, but I'm willing to do it. Now I gotta speak up. I'm gonna talk to him.
You can't have a marriage without trust. So hopefully we can build the trust back. I think we can work this out.